Hello, this is Jack Ciccolini, principal of Jockey Hollow School and the Jockey Hollow STEM Academy. Parent-teacher conferences will once again be scheduled online using Virtual Paragon. This program provides parents 24/7 access for scheduling parent-teacher conferences. The video you are about to see will act as a tutorial for you to use Virtual Paragon. As a reminder, Jockey Hollow and the STEM Academy conferences are scheduled for January 13th, 15th, and 21st. Online registration opens December 18th. There are 2 stages in our conference scheduling process. Stage 1 will be a letter from teachers and/or their teams requesting a conference with a parent. These letters will be mailed by December 18th. Stage 2 will be an open letter inviting parents to request a conference if they wish. This letter will be sent by mail by January 5th. Regardless of the letter you receive, all conference scheduling takes place on this website. Let's begin the tutorial. The first step is to go to the Monroe School's website, www.monroeps.org. Go to the Our Schools tab and click on Jockey Hollow School. Go to the Parents tab. Under the Parents tab, you will see Parent Conference Registration. Click this link and it will take you to the Virtual Paragon registration site. Once at the registration site, you can see that there is a website address on the top left. You can use this address to access the site from any computer you may choose. Once you are at the Virtual Paragon site, you will be asked to enter the Jockey Hollow master password. The password is LIONS, all lowercase letters. LIONS. And then you will click to enter. If you are already registered on Virtual Paragon and know your username and password, you may use it at this time. If this is your first time in Virtual Paragon, you will want to click Create New Username. This will allow you to register as a user of Virtual Paragon. Following your registration, anytime you return to Virtual Paragon, you will click on the Login tab, put in your password, and access the site. At this point, we will go to Create New Username and register for Virtual Paragon. I'll put in my first name, my last name, my email address, and student's name, my child's name. You'll notice that a username has been created for me, and now I will create a password. And it asks for a password hint, and I will just use password as my hint. I'll click Create Account, and you'll note that it states that a new username, J. Ciccolini, created for Mr. Jack Ciccolini. And I'll click OK. And I've now created my account on Virtual Paragon, and I have received affirmation of that, and I'm at the login page for the site. I'm going to begin by making a reservation for a conference. Afterwards, I'll review the different choices on the left-hand side that you have. First, I'll demonstrate a reservation. We've clicked Making a Conference Registration, and the first thing you will note are that shortcuts appear at the top of the page. You can select from academic teams, counselors, physical education, team teachers that are individually located, unified arts, or world languages. You can also scroll the page to make your selection. You'll note that the first thing you see are the academic teams that your child will be part of, our counselors, teachers, unified arts staff, and world languages. The first schedule I'll create will be for a student attending Jockey Hollow main campus. And the first thing I would do is schedule a conference with my son's team. And I'll select the Eagle team, as my son is an 8th grader with the Eagle team. Next, I would want to make sure that I can visit with my son's PE teacher, Mr. Howard, with my son's art teacher, Mr. Biazzi, and with his French teacher, Mr. Karen. Once I've made my selections as to the teachers or teams I would like to meet with, I click Continue. You will note that the choices of team and teachers I've made appear across the top banner. Below are the times that the teachers and teams are available. Note that what we are looking at right now are times for Tuesday, January 13th. If we continue to scroll down, you will also see times for Thursday, January 15th, and times for Wednesday, January 21st. Note that you also see various color boxes. Green boxes indicate times that are available for the teacher or the team. Gray boxes indicate times that are not available. So you will note that on Wednesday, January 21st, Mr. Karen is not available for Jockey Hollow main campus conferences. So since I would like to attend only one evening to see the teachers that I've selected, I'm going to look at either a conference on Thursday, January 15th or Tuesday, January 13th. And I prefer January 13th. So I'll look to January 13th and I'll make a selection. I'm going to choose a team conference with the Eagle team at 6:30 to 6:42. I'm going to choose a 6:36 conference with Mr. Howard. Note that when I did that, an error box shows that I've already requested a conference in this time slot. I may request another if I plan to have both parents attend 2 conferences simultaneously. So I have the choice of leaving this selection, and my wife and I may be able to split. I could continue to meet with the team, she could go meet with Mr. Howard, or I could cancel and then reschedule my conference with Mr. Howard following my conference with the Eagle team. I would then select a 6:48 conference with Mr. Karen, and I'll select a 6:54 conference with Mr. Biazzi, the art teacher. So none of my times conflict. My schedule that I've chosen appears in the right-hand column, and I can see the time that I've selected and the teachers that I've selected. At this time, I've scheduled my conferences with the teachers that I would like to meet. I can go to the top of the screen and I can click Save and Done. Note that I'm brought to a new screen. The schedule for my conferences appears on the screen. It tells me they're for my son. It tells me the time and the date of the conferences. It also allows me the opportunity to edit if I have multiple children attending the school and I needed to reschedule. That would give me the opportunity in the edit mode. I also have the option to download the schedule to my calendar. At this time, I know I would like to print a copy of my schedule. I simply go to the print icon and click it to print the existing schedule. Now I'm going to return to the main menu because I would like to demonstrate making a reservation for a student attending the Jockey Hollow STEM Academy. I'm going to make sure I delete my prior selections. And now I'll go back to the top. I'm going to select the STEM 8th grade team because my son is an 8th grader at STEM. I know I would like to visit with his counselor at STEM, Mr. Bevilacqua. I know that I would also like to meet his art teacher, Mrs. Moranek, and I would like to meet with his Spanish teacher, Ms. Castelline. And I'll continue. And now I'll make selections of the times that I would like to meet with these teachers. For the team, I'll meet them on Tuesday, January 13th. And once again, I remind you, you could check on the other dates. Thursday, January 15th, although the art teacher, Ms. Moranek, is not available. I could look at Wednesday, January 21st, but once again, the art teacher, Mrs. Moranek, is not available that date. So Tuesday, January 13th is the best date for me to select because all teachers and team are available that evening. So I will stay with Tuesday, January 13th. I'll decide on a time. And I've been told that I've already requested a conference in this time slot, which is true because I have a conference scheduled for my son at main campus. So I'll click OK, and I will cancel myself out of that. I'll move to a later time slot. I'll choose a 7:30 conference time for my son's team. I will choose a 7:42 conference time with the art teacher, Mrs. Moranek. I will choose a 7:48 conference time with Mrs. Castelline, Spanish teacher, and I will choose a 7:54 conference time with Mr. Bevilacqua, my son's counselor. Now that I've made the selections of the teachers and the times, I can see the schedule on the right-hand side of the page, and I'm satisfied with the schedule, so I will click Save and Done. And now I can view the schedule for the two sets of conferences that I've already made, one for a child at the main campus and one for a child at STEM. As I demonstrated on the first scheduling, you have the options to download the schedule to your calendar. You have the options at the top of the page to delete reservations, to edit reservations. You can edit on the right-hand side. You can delete on the left-hand side, or you can click print and your schedule can be printed. I'm going to return once again to the menu. And before I exit, I want to review your other options. You could request a teacher to call. You could view your current reservations. You can edit and delete reservations that you've made, even after the fact. If you need to log in again later, you can still edit and delete and change your schedule. And then, of course, you have options to change your password and access guides and frequently asked questions. So at this time, we've concluded our tutorial. Should you have any questions or difficulties using Virtual Paragon, please contact Lisa Peterson at lpeterson@monroeps.org. Thank you.